Hi, welcome to Goats Gardens and Healthy Tips. I wanted to give a little update about the chicken coop. So we had done a video about our chicken coop build, and if you had watched that, I was just going to give a little update about how things are going with the chicken coop and also about the cleaning method for the chicken coop. So I'll talk about the cleaning method first. We're almost into winter now. We kind of had winter and then it got nice again. It's just gorgeous out right now, but then after Thanksgiving now this week, it's going to get really cold again. So we'll kind of be back into winter. And I wanted to do a deep clean of the chicken coop before winter set in because then it's just more difficult. And so I just wanted to get that done first. So I took a video when I was cleaning it, but it was like freezing out that day. My jacket was ripping and I was having all kinds of wind issues and everything. So I'm just going to talk about it and then I'll put pictures in there about the cleaning as we went. So this would be the first time that I did a deep cleaning of the chicken coop, and the chickens have been in here since July, so about 4 months. Now it is now the end of coming on the end of November, so they're in here more than they were in the summer, which of course means more poop, you know, the longer they're in here. So I'm just, you know, take that into consideration as well about how long to go before we do the deep cleaning. But you know, I've heard from what I looked at 2 to 3 to 4 times a year or whatever. So I wanted to get it done before winter, and then we'll see what happens over the winter. So I have to say, I thought it was going to be stinky and icky, and I had like old clothes on and thought it was just going to be like full of chicken poop and was just going to be a mess. And I was pleasantly surprised that it was not at all. It wasn't stinky, it wasn't messy, and it went like really good. It probably took me about an hour to do like a really good deep clean here. So maybe an hour and 15 minutes for getting all the materials and putting it all together. So my plan was I was going to take all the bedding out and replace all the bedding. And we had put in 5 bags of this compressed wood pellets. I believe it's from Aspen, and it's just a wood pellet. The reason I chose that is because it's really clean, it's non-toxic, I'm not allergic to it, and the pine that most people use, it bothers me as far as allergies, and so I use this in the rabbit litter and it works out really good. And then in the goat barn, I use another aspen flake, and so if I wasn't to use this, then I would just use the aspen flake. But this worked out really well. So once I got in here and I started kind of moving things around, I realized that the half where the chickens are, where the nesting boxes are, and where they're basically just going to the nesting boxes, was really hardly disturbed. It was not broken down very much and didn't have a lot of chicken poop in it or anything. And most of the soiled area was underneath the perches on this half. And so my normal routine when I come out in the morning is I'll take a garden hoe and I scrape off the perches if there's any poop on the perches. So I'll scrape off the perches, and then I would take the hoe and I would hoe in the droppings and just hoe it into the material, moving it around. So it's like doing a composting thing. And then I use this product called First Saturday Lime, which I really like. I just had found it online and I had done some research on it. It's like a non-caustic lime. It's a family-owned business. Just seemed like it had really good energy to it, and a nice clean product, non-toxic. And so I've been using that as pest protection and also deodorizer. It works like super good, and I think they call it First Saturday Lime because they say you can use it the first Saturday of the month, so you remember to use it. And so I'm trying to think if I use it more than that. I'm going to say maybe like 3 weeks or something like that, and I'm sprinkling some in here. Certainly not every week. It just isn't necessary. So, and then I use one other product, which is a zeolite powder, and it's kind of this fine crystal powder. And the zeolite is a natural mineral, and it's also absorbs odors and it absorbs toxins. It's very clean, it's very non-toxic. You can take it internally. I take it internally myself for detoxification. So those are the 2 products I use in the chicken coop. Sometimes I'll use one, sometimes I'll use both. When I was doing the deep cleaning, I used both to just kind of refresh everything. And when I started it up, I used both. I know a lot of people put diatomaceous earth in here too. And I have been using that in their feed, and I use it in their dust box as well. And then out here in the grounds where they make their dust baths, I'll put a little bit of the lime in there as well. Okay, so what I ended up doing was I used a plastic shovel, like a scoop shovel, like our winter scoop shovel, only it's plastic. We use it on our deck that has the maintenance-free decking on it because you don't want to scratch it, you know. And so we use that plastic scoop shovel, and so that's the shovel that I ended up using. That worked out really good, and what I did was I just brought the wheelbarrow in. The wheelbarrow fits right underneath here. We designed it to fit right underneath here so we could just shovel stuff in. And then I just started shoveling, starting on this end, shoveling it in as far back as I could shovel, and then I climbed up in there, scooped it all forward, and shoveled it out. And that's when I got in there and I was kind of messing around on that side, and I'm like, it is like really nice over here. There's hardly any disturbance and there's hardly any droppings in there. So I decided just to leave that end alone and just clean out this whole side here. I did, I have to take that back because what I ended up doing was scraping off the top layer of the side over here. I'll show you at a closer view here. So I scraped off that top layer, and then, hi girl, how you doing? So that's Petunia. Petunia is the chicken coop monitor. And so anytime I'm doing anything in the chicken coop, Petunia has to be up here monitoring to make sure I'm doing everything okay. So that's what I ended up doing. And I was pleasantly surprised about, number one, how broken down it was on this side into a nice compost, but not smelly. And now over here, how it was just really all intact yet. So I'll give you a little close-up view here because this is all cleaned out now. And so this was the side that I scooped everything out of and brought it out here. Of course, I removed the feeder and the water. And then this is the side that I just scraped the top layer off and left it alone. All right, so once that was done, because we have that vinyl on the bottom of the coop, and I was also being careful not to scratch into that too. And that is a nice water protection and everything. So once I got done with that, then I put 3 more bags of this is the Marth brand pellets of bedding in here. So it's like horse bedding pellets. And so I put 3 more bags in here, and that covered up this whole end again, and then I top layered over there. And then I just kind of mixed it around with my hoe. I put some more of the lime on, and I put some of the zeolite on. I sprinkled some lime. I scraped off the perches really good, and then I sprinkled some lime on top of them as well. And just got everything all spiffy clean. It does not smell at all. I was really leery about this whole deep letter, and I know from a lot of views that I watched, it was like, it doesn't smell, and I just had a hard time believing that, but it really doesn't smell. This has been really clean and non-smelly, and I'm just really amazed about that, to tell you the truth. I haven't done chickens before, so this is all new for me, and my impression was it was just gonna be stinky, but not stinky at all. So I was pretty excited about that. So that was the deep clean out. Now in the mornings, like I said, I come out, I scrape the poop off, and then I mix it in with the hoe. And I kind of decided that I might, for the winter, just to keep things cleaner, and this is what I've been doing this last week, is scraping it off with the hoe, and then I just take my hoe and I hoe the top layer of poops over here, and then I just use my little scooper and scoop them into a bucket and go dump them in the compost. And that way it'll just stay fresher for the winter, I think, because I'm assuming they're going to be in here more in the winter than they are in the summer when they're outside most of the time. So unless it's like freezing out and I just want to get out here and do the best I can and you know, get things taken care of if it's really freezing out, then I'm probably going to just hoe it in. But that's kind of my thoughts on it for now. So that was the clean out. Super easy, worked really well, and was not smelly. The one thing that I think would be kind of nice is I have a little stool I can bring out here and stuff, or I just put my foot in here and I climb up in here. But because I'm short, I can't reach all the way to the very back, because once again, we made this deeper because I didn't want the chickens to be crowded, and this is like the only allotment of space that we had to work with between the windows of the goat barn, so we couldn't go the wide way. This is just the way we had to build it. If there was anything I was to improve, that would be maybe bring the second perch out a little bit further, because it seems like they all sleep on the top perch and then the poop kind of goes on the second perch there. So if that was out maybe another 6 inches or something, maybe they wouldn't hit it so easily. But I don't know, maybe they would. So that's just an idea. And the other situation we have is with the winter water. So in the summer, in the regular season, we have a hanging water here, and then we hang the food. So the hanging water is here, and the hanging food is over here. So it's really easy to access when I come in here. I can just unhook and, you know, take the water, and I have another one I bring out and I exchange them so I can scrub the other one up. And the food I can just fill right here real easily, or remove it if I want to. Now for winter, I had to put a heated water system in here, and it has to sit on a flat surface, can't be hanging. So I put these patio blocks in here, and I got them nice and level so that it sits nicely. But then I did not want to remove the patio blocks for cleaning. So that was just a little inconvenient. I just took this out, but I had to kind of work around the patio blocks. It really wasn't that big of a deal, but just a little bit of an inconvenience. So, but that'll be here for the winter. And then I ended up wrapping the cord of this with some wrap. I'll show you that I got online so that they don't peck at it. And then I looped it up here, and it goes up to the plug-in up there, if you can see that. And I ended up putting a nail right up here to loop it up and to keep it up there so it wasn't just going straight across here. So that's worked out really good. We have that light bulb up there. I talked about that in the first video, that turns on an hour before dark so that it entices them to come in. And I did end up plugging up all the holes up here so they can't peck in anything. And then we installed this heat plate right here. And this is screwed on tight. It's not going to fall or anything. It's like a brooder plate, and so it's supposed to be safer than a heat lamp. It just turns off and on. So I'll just use that if necessary. Like if it's freezing cold out, we'll turn it on and they can stand by it. So that was why I had to move the feeder back here for the winter, so that they had some space here to stand here or be on a perch close to here. And I'm not sure how that's all going to work out with yet. So we'll just see how that works. But that was some of the things that we added right now. Other than that, they're using the nesting boxes, and I'll show you that. It's working out really well. And the only other thing is with the food and water, I know some other people maybe have it was my first thought was to mount them on the doors so that when I opened the door, they were just out of the way. And I thought about that, and then I don't know, we just didn't know how that was going to work. So we decided to put them right when you open the door here, which is perfect for the summer and just a little bit different that we have to work around for the winter. Let's see, they are staying clean. The water is staying clean. The food is staying clean. This large water container lasts a few days, and then I take it and clean it out real good. And so if I come out here in the morning or in the evening or whatever, I just take this and kind of flush once or twice or whatever, just to make sure that the tray doesn't have any debris in it. And that's been working out really good. I also do that. We brought a heat plate for the water out here. And so I'll do the same thing with that one, just tip it and flush it. That one seems like it kind of drains out within a couple of days. So then I have to take it up and scrub it and refill it. But anyways, and then we covered these wires with some hose and some of that wire cover as well, so that they're not pecking on that. So those are the things that we added for winter, and I don't know how it's going to go yet. I will let you know. We haven't done a winter yet, and hopefully we'll have a milder winter, and it will be just fine. These rocks, we ended up adding these because I think in the other video I showed that we had landscaping here that we had all the way around the barn that was just, you know, nice rocks and everything, and they really like to rip into that with their little scattering, and then they went through the plastic and they were making their little dust baths and everything in there. But what it was doing was pulling the earth away from the barn where the support blocks are, and we were a little concerned about that. So we ended up hauling these rocks in here from our swamp, put them about 3 feet out all the way around, and that has solved that problem completely. They love standing on them, and then they just make their little dust baths past the rocks underneath the coop here, and that works out just great. So that's worked out really well as a fix-it. Another thing that I need to do here is on the gate. We made this gate nice and wide so we can get, you know, the snow blower in and stuff like that if we need to, but it does swing open. I have a bungee cord on the bottom so that when I go in and out with things, it doesn't just, you know, swing away so they can get out. But it does, when it's windy out, it swings open a little bit, and chicken has gotten out a couple of times. Luckily, they readily come back in. But I just need to get a bungee cord up on top here, and especially before winter when it's windy, and just when I'm inside here, I can bungee it right there. And I had one here and then I used it for something else, so I just need to get another one there. So that solved that issue. Another addition that we did out here was Bob put in an outdoor camera right here. We have the camera on the inside so we can see the chickies on the inside, which is, we were kind of doing it to make sure they all got in, and it's also really fun to watch them. But this one is we put up because we have the automatic door, and there's been a couple instances where somebody gets left outside because they're, you know, hanging out too long out here. And so I've been coming out just to make sure everybody got in after dark. And in the winter, when it's really, really cold, it would be nice not to have to do that. So Bob put this camera in so we can see, because if they don't get in, they hang out on the perch there or right, you know, right in this area. And then we can make sure that everybody got in. And if I have to come out, I have to come out. But that way I'm not having to come out every night for no reason. So that was another update. This netting is working out really good. And we had about a 4-inch snowfall already. The snow comes through the netting, so that worked out super good. I'm just really happy about that. We might run into problems on the roof here because of the netting kind of lies right on that roof. And we attached it to the gutter, so maybe we shouldn't have done that. But I think what's going to happen is the snow is just going to have to sit on the roof until it melts off, because I can't get a shovel underneath there because of the way we attached it. But, you know, if we have to fix that, we have to fix it. But hopefully that will work out okay. And then as far as the nesting box has worked out really good. I think I had showed you how Bob wanted to make this one that opens up down, and I just always make sure there isn't any eggs in the rivet that I might squish, but that's worked out really good. I didn't get eggs yet today because we had some guests this morning and we were really busy. So you can see that they're laying eggs in all the nesting boxes. And this has worked out really well, this way that the door goes up and down. I'm going to actually grab those eggs right now. My little egg basket. So I still have one of the fake eggs in each of the nesting boxes, which we probably wouldn't need anymore because they're definitely laying eggs in all the right places right now. We had one chicken that was laying an egg. This one is huge. We have one chicken that lays consistent double yolkers that are sometimes twice as big as the other. It's one of the cinnamon queens, twice as big as the other eggs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 today. Still getting 6 to 7, average of 7 eggs a day. Now we're coming up on Thanksgiving, so I know it's supposed to slow down in the winter, but so far so good here that we're really doing good yet. And if they need to take a break from egg laying, then that's just fine. This is Poppy. She's also likes to be involved. She's very friendly, and she always comes up and wants to say hi and likes it when I pick her up, and she's always involved when I'm out here. So that's Poppy. She's a cinnamon queen. I do know that. I don't know what all of them are, but I do know that. All right, so the nesting box has worked out really good. Haven't had any frozen eggs yet. We did insulate it, and I'm hoping that that's going to help in the winter so that I can get the eggs before they freeze. So anyways, that's kind of the cleaning and the additional things that we did in here after the original video. One other thing is when Bob fixed and put the rocks underneath, he put a big pile of some fill in the corner here to keep him busy. They had a great time with that. They've kind of scattered it now, but they do come out and scratch around in there a lot. And then once in a while, you know, I might scatter a little bit of lime in here as well, but like once a month or something. But anyways, that has been a really big entertainment for them. So the Chickie girls are doing good. Have not had any problems with health or anything so far. Everybody's laying eggs really well, eating well, and so far so good with chickens. And the windows at this time now, because it is getting pretty cold at night, like in the 20s, I'm just leaving them open a little bit so they still get ventilation. And then when winter comes and it's really cold, you know, we'll probably close them up because we have the ventilation on the other side. But that's what we're doing right now. So chickies are doing really good. Give a little view here. We've got April, who is just the biggest chicken ever, and I'm not sure what she is. I think she's the rainbow of the group that I got. I got a variety when I got them. And that's the only thing that I can figure out that she is, but I do not know because I haven't been able to find any pictures or anything of something that looks just like her. So maybe somebody else will know for me. But all the other chickies, everybody's doing really good. They're all very friendly. A couple of them are a little bit shy, but very friendly chickens. They all seem to be getting along well together. And I would have to say for first year chickens, it's going pretty good. All right, so that's our chicken coop update and cleaning update. And just, I have to give good reviews on the cleaning. The cleaning went really well. It was clean, it wasn't stinky, and it wasn't too hard to do. So now I'm not dreading doing cleaning anymore. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day. And winter's coming, so get prepared.